So I want to begin today with just a very, very quick visualization. So for a moment, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. And just imagine that you have no worries. No concerns are weighing you down right now. No anxieties threaten your well-being. No fear blocks your path. Imagine how you feel as you release all of these things. You probably feel a sense of calm, a sense of peace. You feel free to just be, to live truth. So imagine for a moment what it is like. Imagine you are perfectly calm. You have an inner peace, an inner quiet. You are in stillness. Just imagine the freedom, the ease, the wellness. Now take a breath now to anchor that feeling. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You've just experienced a holy instant. And it was that easy. Can you imagine what it would be like to carry that feeling with you throughout your day? You can do it by breathing and imagining, opening yourself up to truth. Because truth is not all of this chaos and stuff that's happening around you and within you. Truth is what you just felt. Truth is the holy instant. Now, do you still feel it, even though we've been talking for a couple of minutes? It's not temporary. It's always there. We just have to open up to it. The thing about this feeling, before we can create a more permanent feel, we have to know one thing. A lot of us have forgotten it. We have to know that we are alive. Now that doesn't mean, yep, I'm breathing, my heart's beating, everything is functioning like it's supposed to, I'm sitting back watching. That's not what being alive means. Being alive means participating in life. That doesn't mean you have to go run the next marathon that comes around. If that's what it means, I'm never going to have a holy instant in my life. Because I'm not going to run a marathon. I'm not going to run 10 feet. Unless I'm being chased by something. I don't like to run. I don't know if that's obvious or not. Being alive is simply experiencing life. Not through the stuff that's not true, not through the illusions, not through the stress and the anxiety and the worry, but through truth. All of the things you just felt in that holy instant. One of the ways to know that you're alive is this, and a lot of people, me included, have a hard time remembering this, and it took me a long time to believe this when I first heard it. Being alive in this moment, you being alive in this moment, you being alive in this moment, you being alive in this moment makes every moment possible. You got some influence going, folks. Every moment. Without you, it is impossible for this very moment to happen. That's how you know you're alive. Every moment that you experience is an opportunity to embrace and express divine love and peace. Every moment is the opportunity to see life. And here we go. This is where we get back to this holy moment, this holy instant. Every moment is the opportunity to see life through the one mind. It's so easy for us to think, oh, this is just my perception. You know, we get so caught up in me that we forget that it's one mind. So even though each one of us have our own individualized experience, we're all part of the one, and because we are all here, we're making this moment possible. When you when you fully live, your very existence is for the good of mankind. That existence word, couldn't get it out. When you fully live, that means you're living in that holy instant. You're living truth. Because if you're living anything other than truth, you're living an illusion. So you're not fully living. When you fully live, you're living in your truth, and that truth is for the good of mankind. You can add love and light, you can add Christ consciousness and the mindfulness of truth into this world. I said a minute ago, you're pretty influential. You are. You have the power to insert the love of God more fully into this world. Because as you express it, it becomes understood by more and more and more people. It's not that by my actions I'm making the love of God bigger or greater or better. It's not that. Because the love of God is already infinite. It's already perfect. What it is that by my expression, by my actions, I either open a door for somebody to see that divine love, or I close a door to block them from it. We add love into this world. For each moment you allow the mindfulness of truth to be the lens through which you see this life, you are expanding the expression of God. Can't do that outside of the holy instant. You are an expression of love and truth into this world. And it's either an expression that invites others to experience it, or it's an expression that discourages others. But you are a divine expression of love and truth. Experience this way of living by appreciating all that's around you. You know, this week it's pretty easy. It's Thanksgiving. It's very much at the forefront of our mind. Gratitude. You know, everywhere we look, we see the commercials on TV. You know, even the commercialized world has joined in for a change. Even the news broadcasts have more in it. So it's easy this time of year. But knowing truth, we continue to express this gratitude. We continue to experience this gratitude. And in that, we expand the expression of love. One of the things that I do, and I know that some of y'all do it as well, to help me remember gratitude, especially on days that aren't great, is to walk outside. Just take a breath. Listen to the birds. Watch the squirrels chase each other around the trees. Watch the dogs go crazy because they can't get to the squirrels. There's all kinds of things happening around us all the time that can help us center ourselves back into gratitude, back into love, back into peace. Mary Baker Eddy tells us in her teaching that truth is our key to living as the spiritual beings that we are. Gratitude helps us remember and experience our truth. It's very difficult to even conceive what our truth might be when we are not in a place of gratitude. We might conceive something, but doesn't mean it's right. To do this, we must release all that we've been holding on to that does not empower our spiritual truth or our experience of our spiritual truth. Mary Baker Eddy also says, we cannot fill vessels that are already full. They must first be emptied. Let us disrobe error, then the winds of God blow. You know, a lot of times we want to sit and we want to just take what we already have, you know, our life, just see our life as a rose, and we want to pile something good on top of it, and another good on top of it, another good on top of it, and think that we're going to be able to make everything right, everything good. Well, if you're just piling on stuff like an ice cream cone, sooner or later, all that good stuff's going to fall off. We have to empty ourselves of any false beliefs. We have to let go of anything that tells us we're not good enough, that we're limited, that we will fail. We have to let go of anything that does not align with our truth, because as we let go, these good things, these new realizations, this new understanding, this expanded understanding, however it comes to you, has a place to sit, has a place to take hold. If I believe that I am one with God, that I am a perfect expression of God, except over here and I'm a failure, I can't believe both. Because if I'm a perfect expression of God, I cannot be a failure. But if I can be a little bit of a failure, I can't be a perfect expression. We have to let go of those things that are not aligned with truth, so the things that are aligned with truth have a place to sit and to stay, to anchor in. Because as we anchor all of this in, we've got something to come back to anytime that doubt may peek through. In the quote, Mary Baker Eddy says, we have to disrobe error. Disrobing is not just changing it, pushing it aside. Disrobing is stripping it of anything that it wears, any truth that you've attached to it, perceived truth that you've attached to it. We have to strip it bare and then let it go. Error does not mean that something is wrong with us. Get this straight. Error does not mean something is wrong with us. It simply means that we have a misguided thought. It's wrong thinking, thoughts of lack, limited thinking. We have now learned that sin is wrong thinking. Sin is not some damnation to hell. Sin is a mistaken thought. And since all is thought, sin can be corrected. It can be released and replaced with truth. As we expand our understanding of truth, we release wrong thinking and illusion. We let go of fear and we allow truth to replace it. We cannot simply let go of wrong thinking. We have to release it and fill that void. So this isn't something that, okay, today I'm going to work on my wrong thinking and I'm going to get rid of it, and then next week I'm going to replace all that stuff with the good. You can try that. And if you can somehow keep all of the bad from coming back during that week, go for it. If it works for you, do it. For me, once I realize a wrong thought, a mistaken thought, it's very hard for me to just release it and let it go. I have to rethink it. I have to discover what the truth is instead of what I thought was the truth. So you talk yourself through this in your mind or out loud if you want to. You have a conversation. Okay, well, this is what I used to think. This is what I believe now to be the truth, and here's why. You go through whatever process you have to replace, to move out that negative, that false belief, and bring in the positive. We cannot simply add holiness on top of unholiness in an effort to cover it up. We have to release it so that our truth is all that is left. In any negative situation, you peel away all of the illusions, all of the things that are not truth, and you know they're not truth because they're not infinite. If you look at any situation and you start peeling back the things that are not going to be here forever, you'll realize that all that's left is God. That's what we're doing. We're peeling back everything in our minds that we thought were true. And if they weren't, if they don't hold up for infinity, we let them go and we replace it with something that does. Mary Baker Eddy also told us that we cannot change our life experience if we hold on to our old beliefs, even if we do consider new thought. You can consider new thought all day long, but if you're holding on to those old beliefs, that new thought does not serve you. You can use it to get rid of the old beliefs, but if you insist on hanging on, we must let go of that which no longer serves us and embrace new thinking that elevates our spiritual truth. That lady knew what she was talking about. She really did. If we gave half the attention to our spiritual truth and living as we do in our day-to-day concerns, this entire human family worldwide would be redeemed through the perception and acceptance of truth. So just think, man, if you think about how much time you spend thinking about the day-to-day. Divide that in half, and if you spent that much time thinking spiritually, you would change the world. Not just your perception of it, because this would change your expression. This would change the energy that you're putting into it. This would change the world. To live fully in the holy instant that you felt earlier, you must remember above all things this one very important truth. God is bigger and more powerful than any issue, situation, or fear. We let situations, fear, doubt, we let these things stand in our way from experiencing this holy instant. Sometimes we think, oh, okay, as soon as I get through this, I'll be able to take a break and then I can sit back and relax into the holy instant. As soon as I fix this, I can talk to God about it and He can pat me on the back for doing such a good job. Let's turn it around, folks. Let's turn it around. Let's go first into holy instant. Go first into prayer. Go first into meditation. And a lot of times we're going to realize that those situations and problems are not situations or problems that we have to worry about at all. God within us tells us that God is omnipresent. Not just in some place, not just in other places. God is omnipresent, everywhere present. It means we must open awareness to the allness of God to fully experience this holy instant. When we open awareness to the allness of God, we realize God in us, as us, through us, and in, as, and through all people, things, situations. When we break this down, when we use our divine mind, our one mind, we realize there is no place, thing, action, anything that God is not present. Our job is to focus on God. Like the song we listen to sometimes, look for the good. We're looking for God in all situations. We know God's there. So release the illusion that this all takes time. This is not something that I've got to practice today and tomorrow, and I've got to practice this for 6 months and then I'll have it. You can have it now. There is no period of time that you have to wait, like with insurance companies, before you get your benefits. You get those benefits now. A lot of people call this a miracle. A miracle is when we see God in all, when we see without illusion, without comparison. We experience a miracle each time we experience and embrace our situation from a divine consciousness. I use the word miracle here so that it's really important for you to understand what a miracle is. A miracle is simply the awakening awareness of truth that is now, always has been, and always will be. You know, we think of miracles as being, poof, God made something happen. No, it's already there. You know, for that to happen, for God to just say, okay, boom, miracle, then we're back to thinking that God is sitting on a cloud somewhere choosing who gets a miracle. That is just not true. Miracles are simply the awakening awareness to the good that is already there. And yeah, sometimes it's going to feel like, poof, a miracle. But it's not something that just spontaneously happened. It's always there. Your holy instant is not a matter of time. Your holy instant is the holy presence that is you. It's already you. It's your holy presence living as an expression of God. Your divine truth is an expression, is your holy instant. So experience your truth. It is present now and always. It is available to be experienced now and always. And when we dwell in present moment awareness, we live our holy instant. So let's pray. Father God, knowing this infinite presence, power, and wisdom of you, we know the holy instant is always available. As we open awareness to the holy instant, we open our experience and expression of love and truth. As we experience holy instant, we release all that is not aligned with truth. We let go of regrets from yesterday and worries about tomorrow. We are present in this moment. We are present in you. Knowing the holy instant experience expands our understanding and experience of you, God. We ask today that our practice of time in holy instant be one that increases and expands in frequency and experience. Knowing the answers and experience of this prayer are already made manifest. Knowing that the answer to this prayer and experience to this prayer is waiting only for us to receive. We are grateful. And so it is. Amen.